Benny had told us yesterday in that same chair, speaking of ghostwriting, that he wrote a verse for Pinky, the porn star.
What was his swap?
See, that's a great question. We ain't even asked that.
All right.
Hey, bro. Hey,
No, but
Pink, don't even worry about it, Pinky.
No, Rory and Mom.
All right, welcome to another episode of the new Rory and Maul podcast. I am Maul.
I'm Rory.
And today we are sitting with a very, very special, unique person, artist, creator, somebody that I've been wanting to sit and talk with for a while now, one of my favorite artists.
Definitely one of my favorite rappers.
And I feel like his story and his career is something that a lot of people should know about, that don't know about. Very talented, and I feel like he got a lot to say. So I feel like we had to open up our platform and sit and have a really, really dope, really cool conversation with the talented Cyhi.
Yes, sir. Yes,
How you
sir,
doing,
man.
family?
Thank y'all for having me.
First of all, it's good to see you.
Man, great
We've
to
been
see
wanting,
y'all
we've
as
been
well.
honestly,
long
Rory and
overdue.
myself. Yeah, Rory and myself been wanting to sit and talk with you for a while now. So I'm glad we was able to make it happen while we down here in Atlanta.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We can start right away, I feel like. So I rewatched your live from, what was that, maybe 3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
All 50 minutes. What sparked that entire live? For those that don't know, you went on live, unearthed some things about current, the past, just your career in general. What sparked that? Who pissed you off that day?
I think it was a combination of a few things, but I could tell you the main story was like with my management. Like,
Okay.
it's we in Atlanta have a traditional way of breaking or, introducing artists or putting out records, etc. And, me being able to have the luxury to move around, be around A-list artists, see how, their team is structured and how these guys are cultivating these records. I come back home and I just get dormant because everybody here is just like on the street level of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And, I kind of like, wanted to just like explain my story to the world because it's rough being, what would I say? Unfortunately, I have to say this. It's rough being famous, but everybody want to know when your album coming out and what's going on and this and that. And, you can't really explain it to them because they don't really know. So I felt like, that was my time to like really say my piece to like directly to my fans so they know what's going on, but also like really truly ask that question about retiring from music because to me it's like it's not about the music anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I could, instead of wasting my time, I can go do some other things that is productive in my opinion, that I could still be creative with versus trying to, convince said person that, oh man, this record you should clear this sample with Kanye and Ty Dolla on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? I got this Jack Harlow and 2 Chainz record. You should like really try to shoot a video for it. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like I've done all these great things and cultivated these records, and to piggyback off that, I give up a lot of my percentages to get these records and these swaps.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So for, when you bring it to a label and you got this 50-50 deal or whatever you got with this label and they looking at it like, oh, they want to half-ass with it. It's like, I didn't half-ass with this. No, I'm okay. I didn't half-ass with this when I was putting this together. So that's kind of where the conversation came from, just, having that conversation with management along with the label that you're signed to and just trying to get everybody on one accord.
At what point do you feel like it stopped being more about the music? Was that just as of recent, or
this is a real question? I think it stopped being about the music when the streets didn't like their homeboys rapping about their lives and they felt like they wanted to.
Okay.
That's the real conversation that don't nobody want to talk about. The reason why, like, I hate when like rappers get this stigma like it's the most dangerous job. This is not the most dangerous job. It's when you let the streets in on this job.
Right.
It becomes the most dangerous job.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And we have yet to professionalize hip hop.
Okay.
It's always been like a free for all, anybody can join.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
niggas just can't get in the NBA, bro.
Right. Right.
Like, you can't just be like, yo, KD, I'm your boy. Like, bring me on the Nets with you. It's like, nah, bro.
Right.
You can go to the suite when the game comes, but
yeah.
ain't nobody allowed in this while I'm going to practice or traveling to the game or anything. So I think the biggest thing is like when we allowed the streets to kind of dictate the art, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of just, now it's almost like a bully tactic where y'all got to listen to who we want y'all to listen to.
Right.
But y'all ain't going to listen to nothing. And that's why I feel like the music industry has turned. They don't want to tell the street dudes no because they scared of them or whatever the case may be. And like we were talking about earlier, you no longer have to have Dipset office in your office anymore, Rockefeller office. Right. You can just get them a distribution deal. You know what I'm saying?
It becomes less of a liability because you don't actually have to deal with them in person.
Right.
Right. So it's a lot of things that I got a lot of ideas and just thoughts of how to like correct that. But I think the biggest thing is, artists, like I had an idea, right? I just put it in the universe. I remember when we used to be signed to Dat Piff and we used to not sign, but do our music through Dat Piffs and live mixtapes.
Yeah.
You got spots like Spin Real and et cetera. As a new artist, they should be able to give you a flat fee and you should be able to put your music on their site and don't care how many spins you get, it don't count. It's only for promotional use. Now, if you're not signed to one of those three, let's say small distributors, then a Def Jam or Universal can't just come sign you.
Okay.
Because now if I sign you, I'm liable for you. See, like, for instance, Antonio Brown could punch a U-Haul driver and lose $18 million because they can't have that on their NFL shield.
Right.
But a nigga in rap could beat a nigga up, shoot a nigga. They doing all types of shit. Go to jail for 2 months, come out of jail, the label give him $50 million.
Yeah. Streams
go do
up.
it again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, okay, if Universal signed me, they gotta give me health care. I gotta get a pension after 5 years. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I get into legal trouble, you just as liable. So now a label can't just sign you for a monetary gain. Now they gotta really invest in who you are as a person. Right. You get what I'm saying? Right. So it's like different things like that I feel that need to be implemented in rap. Like if you play for the Timberwolves, you live in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You can't just live in Miami and play for the Timberwolves.
Right.
So if you work with Def Jam, you gotta live in New York. You work with Empire, you gotta live in San Francisco.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So it like keep you out of your neighborhood, keep you from having to politic with the streets, and I gotta keep these dudes around, and now they done did something, now you got a RICO. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So these are the things that we have allowed to come into our art form, and we haven't professionalized it. And I would like to say to all urban and black artists, we all from the streets. Even if you ain't from the streets, you from the streets.
Right.
You don't got no choice.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's like my real testimony in rap is, you know, I've been through a lot to like just to get to where I've been. And, you know, I have stories like I've had deals from everywhere that I can't even speak on now because, you know, they was in the past. But, you know, I just been through a lot just in this city, through the streets, through music industry, you know, really trying to get this positive message out. And it's always this street caveat that they like to add to artists. You know what I mean? Especially being from the Mecca in Atlanta.
I mean, I think it's funny you bring up what the labels should and could do for artists that they sign, but I feel like with this RICO thing going crazy amongst rappers, it's going to make labels less attached to rappers because at some point you could be financing a criminal organization as a Def Jam employee and not even fucking know, and now you're caught up in a RICO trial because you really have this person now on health insurance, life insurance, like you are now part of it. I feel like labels now are gonna get caught up in that shit, especially if they start using lyrics for real in court cases, not so much as far as investigating. Once that shit is attached to a rapper in a court case, Def Jam financed a threat you made. They part of it now.
Yeah.
So I think labels are going to get further away from artists, even outside of the office idea. We were saying like, yeah, you don't even have an office space here. Now it's like, you're going to be a 1099. I don't really know you like that. I have nothing to do with what you wrote. We just get a profit percentage off what you did.
But I think it's something that they'll be able to control too. It's just like I said, rappers gotta know. Like I got an idea. It's like, okay, when I sign you, I give you off-duty police or ex-military. Choose.
Right.
So now you ain't gotta have a conversation with your partner that, oh, you can't come to this show, or oh, you a bitch ass nigga, you done sold out. Or like, no. Hey guys.
Right.
Y'all are his friends. We got a skybox for you up there.
Right.
But y'all can't ride to this show with us. You know what I mean? So dudes be like, I can't have the police in my circle. I can't. Man, you got an ounce of weed, bro.
Right.
If you need anything more than that to go to your show, bro, it's like, okay, y'all niggas ain't really gangsters because I done met with the Mexicans.
Right.
I ain't drunk in high meeting picking up 500 bags.
Right.
I'm on point.
Right.
So if you picking up $250,000, you need to be on point.
Right. That's a fact.
So
yeah.
What's the difference if y'all really street?
It's fucked up because, we have to have those conversations, or it's like the conversation you don't want to have with your homies. Like, yo, listen, we can't move like this no more. And then, like you said, they start looking at you like, oh, you changed.
Yeah, then you
like you acting
food.
funny. Yeah, then now they looking at you like, fuck it, well, we gonna rob him. And we was talking to Benny yesterday about his situation in Houston, when he got shot. And then unfortunately we saw P&B Rock in LA. And like you said, it's not that rap is the most dangerous job. It's that we start integrating street rules and street ethics and shit into business, into music business, because this is the business of music. So how do we get away from, number one, like we was talking about the drill music, and Benny was saying like, and even I said, I feel like the music is so different and so violent now that I feel like it is influencing like real violence, because not only are they rapping about it, they really out there doing it.
Yeah.
And before it was like when when you listen to early gangster rap, Snoop and all these guys, it's like you listen to that now and it's really not as violent as we thought it was.
No, it wasn't.
Like Snoop wasn't banging on the tracks like that. These dudes is beefing on wax with each other.
Right.
So how do we get to a point where it's like, okay, back to the art of storytelling, back to the art of hip hop, back to the art of creating, writing. You don't have to do it, but you're from that environment, right from the perspective of the guy that's on the outside, just telling the stories of what's going on in our communities.
Like, we used to be the representatives. Like, my favorite rappers was the representative of their communities. It wasn't that they were the direct person that they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. My favorite rapper is the one who kind of destroyed that thought for people, but they don't know his whole story. People look at Jay-Z as a street nigga before an artist.
Right.
And I would like to tell them he wasn't.
Right.
He was an artist trying to get on, and they kept denying him, and that forced him to go get his own money.
Right.
But he was already trying to go to the label. He was as an artist. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of these guys say, screw getting turned down by some label. I'm going to get straight to the hustling. So now, as a label, you go look for that guy that's just as authentic as a Jay-Z. The new, the new authentic guys that was just as authentic as that. But these guys are like the real deal, authentic version of this. Like, this don't belong on the TV. And like I was going back to you, if you professionalize and say, okay, you cannot do this, you cannot involve yourself in criminal this, a lot of street niggas wouldn't rap. They'll just remain street niggas.
That's a fact, yeah.
But then you always got these dudes like, man, these niggas talk about your life, bro. You should be rapping.
Yeah.
But that's not good advice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let bro keep talking about my life. I'm gonna keep doing my thing on the low. But when you make the street nigga have to talk about his life, then that's when you bring in real criminals, real street dudes. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it gets diluted and we start...
It turns into something else.
It starts turning into something else.
So accessible and so, I don't want to say easy to make, but like back when Hove was coming up, how hard it was to find a good beat?
Right.
Like you had to go find a studio session, to go find an engineer. It was a process. You really wanted to have to do that shit. Now the guy that's really living what people rapping about could buy a MacBook and hit spacebar and get a beat on YouTube. So... you don't really have to want it. It could just be a lick. Like,
Right.
you rapping about some shit I just did?
Right.
Oh, I could really rap about it. Bet.
It's like rap turned into a hustle.
Yeah, but
It
when
is.
you
It's a lick.
professionalize it, you let him know that if you have any inkling of a criminal thing, this comes back on our label.
Yeah.
So now we're responsible. So now if you're not gonna retire from what you're doing, I can't sign you.
Mm-hmm.
And now he'll look at it like, damn, I got a cool song, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm gonna go back to doing what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
during your live, you had said something that made me laugh when you was like, yo, I wish I was backpack. I wish I was a backpack rapper.
Yeah.
I feel like you came up in that era or got popular in the era where things shifted. It was more of the, I hate the term, but nerdy rap. Like
Right.
Cole was popping, Sean was popping, Drake was popping. And then I feel like it shifted back to street rap.
Yeah.
Did you feel that maybe that era could come back or why it's shifted to street shit? Because you're saying you're not a backpack rapper, but some would say just because you're lyrical and maybe don't
Yeah,
rap about killing every day, you would be a backpack rapper.
Right.
And you came in the era when things changed. And now it's back to this shit.
Yeah, I think that era was a good time in music, but I don't like the way you say nerd. It's a little weird because that's why I say I grew up different. My lyricist wasn't nerds.
Exactly, yeah.
Like Nas wasn't a nerd. Jay-Z wasn't a nerd.
Right.
DMX wasn't a nerd. Big L and like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? These guys, these were some real official dudes.
For sure.
They was just intelligence was popular back then.
It was book readers.
Yeah, it's like I remember my OG used to tell me back in his day, if you didn't graduate from high school, you couldn't be the leader of a crew. You was considered a send-off to them because the leader of the crew was an educated man. It wasn't just no shoot 'em up, bang bang kind of guy.
Right.
But yeah, I think what happened was our lyricists turned into college kids. And no disrespect to all our lyricists.
Right.
But these are guys who dropped out of fucking whatever school, St. Pius, whatever,
right.
you know what I mean? Like Michigan State or whatever they go to. And it's like, okay, you rapping, you a lyricist, but it's almost like for that genre of kids that are like in that realm of college and going to school, but you have real guys who listen to Wu-Tang growing up that were just street dudes that just love the articulation of it, how you putting the words together, making them flip, and still adding the street stories and the knowledge. You know, there's a lot of 5%ers back then that was dropping knowledge in the music and different things like that. So I think that's what it lost it because hip-hop is really based on that struggle, that authenticity, and they felt like, these guys are a little cleaner than what we look at hip-hop as. So we converted right back to the essence of it, the grassroots, the concrete of it.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess you could say the shift was probably when 50 and Kanye went to head with
Well, that was
Graduation.
yeah.
That's when the surge, I guess, happened. So would Ye be the reason that the college era of rap really came?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say so.
definitely, yeah, he made
he
it.
definitely
He
is
made
the
it
one.
mainstream. He definitely made it mainstream. I want to talk about the No Dope on Sunday,
Yes.
and we was talking about it yesterday, and we have it as a definitive classic, classic album.
I think it's safe to say now that time has passed the classic album.
Yes. Thank you.
To go from that, and you know, I thought when we got No Dope on Sunday, I said Cyhi is about to fuck everybody up in rap. Because I thought it was gonna be like, because I know how you write, your work ethic. I'm like, he about to keep hitting y'all every 6, 7, 8 months. He putting something out. We got No Dope on Sundays, loved it, amazing. I start putting everybody, I'm like, yo, Cyhi is better than all of these niggas. And then it was like, it seemed like business got in the way after that. Do you think that was purposeful? Like, shit just started to go crazy and it was like, all right, the business is fucked up because like now we don't know when we get in Cyhi. We got Story E-God and we'll get into that.
Right.
But it's like, how come we never really got, and I wonder what happened to the 7-track LP. Like, it's like a lot of things where I'm just like, where the fuck is Cyhi at? And I know you went on the live and you know, expressed your grievances and your distaste for business and shit that was going on. But like, give us the story from after you dropped No Dope on Sundays, what happened after that?
So No Dope on Sundays was something I put together. You know, I would say the biggest thing is these labels don't want to pay for samples anymore. You get what I'm saying? So me having to be creative and find musicians to be able to replay these things, figure out how to, you know, remake these records. And to me, they wasn't feeling like I wanted them to feel. So with No Dope on Sunday, I went through so much to put that out. I didn't even have a marketing budget. That's the funny thing. I didn't even have a marketing budget. I went #1 on iTunes and Spotify in the first week.
That's
you know what I'm saying? You're like begging the label, but like I said, they're so used to disposable cash from artists now. You know what I'm saying? They're so used to, oh man, you paying for everything. They don't understand that these guys aren't signed to real estate agents. They're not signed to bankers. These dudes are signed to real guys in the community that's making this money happen. I decided to leave the streets, so I had to use a more strategic way of putting out the projects. But what I will say is I was working on another album, but right when I was about to put it out, that's when the pandemic kind of came in and like pushed us back a couple years. But I think the biggest thing with me, man, is like, it's two things. You know, me being from Atlanta, they expect me to be traditionally Atlanta and put things out how most Atlanta artists do. But also, you know, if I become the greatest rapper alive, the standard would be too high for most other artists to compete with. So a lot of times people like to pick from my greatness versus put me in a place where they feel like they don't want to have to compete with this every day.
Okay.
So we'll just bring them in the session and you kind of help us with this and that, and we'll pay you handsomely and call it a day. But I don't feel like they don't. I feel like this just now, I just feel like a lot of people just, you know, I've been humble about it and I've just been kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe he's, you know, how you say, why this artist don't do this or why this person don't do that. I just think now it's just, I'm too lethal, man. And they know one thing about it, I'm from the streets, but I got the word of God in me, and that's something they can't compete with. Because once we can battle, we can go at it like your buddy Joe. He feel like he can rap as good as me. Yeah, articulating yourself, you probably could. But when the spirit gets involved, you can't go to that realm with me. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to performance, when it comes to giving you this shit, you stay where you at. You know what I mean? So I think that's where a lot of artists is. They don't want the standard of music to be that high. So I think that's why I commend artists like your Kendricks, your Coles, your Joey Badass, your Chance the Rappers, those who still keeping it alive. But it's a harder plight for me in Atlanta, just going against the whole trap era by yourself. It's like me and G.O.O.D or some shit like that. And G.O.O D was like staying out the way. He's like, I'm gonna go around this. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm like, okay, I gotta deal with all this. Gotta deal with radio, don't wanna play these type of records. They rather play this. So it's rough, but
I mean, I still think Atlanta has that scene outside of G, like Earth Gang. Like, there's a lot of Atlanta lyricists.
But we gotta go outside of Atlanta. And that's something I talk about, like, Earth Gang and Jizz should be signed to someone from Atlanta. It's not J. Cole. Grip should be signed to someone from Atlanta, not Eminem. I should be signed by someone from Atlanta, not Kanye West.
I feel you.
We all gotta go outside the city if we don't fit trap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Where in other situations, shit, Kendrick is from LA, he signed to an LA dude.
Right.
He ain't looked at as, is he a gangbanger? Is he a... No, he's a musician. He's an artist. He's signed to a LA label. You know what I mean? Right. So I think that's the thing, is just trying to really diversify the city and let them know that all of this is us. Andre 3000 and Outkast and Goody Mob was just as pivotal as a Jeezy, as a T.I., or
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? In Atlanta. So I would like to say that.
What do you feel? I mean, we love QC. I think QC is one of, if not the most important label.
Yes.
Not just because of music. They're just the most important label for what they represent, how they do business. I love Coach NP. Do you think they purposely stay away from the more non-trap Because I mean, people think Lil Baby could really rap. People call him lyrical, but again, it's all trap shit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do you think they purposely stay away from artists like a Jid or like a You or like a Earth Gang?
We love Jid, by the way. I think-
Yeah.
No,
Me
that's-
too.
that's
No,
family.
me too.
That's family.
Yeah, that's family. I think they do because, like, to be honest, that's a thinking sport, and some things is like a money sport. You know what I'm saying? And they're good to me with the money sport. Not saying they're not thinkers but it's more just strategy on this end,
Right.
versus like, okay, we know where we want to go. We're gonna flood the market, quantity, make sure he's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Make
Yeah.
sure it look good. But I think he's the most open to it, though. I don't know if anybody has brought it to him like that, but I think he's at the place where he could branch out, and now QC and them does have those connections and that Rolodex to be able to break an art as far as just touring and marketing, digital marketing, publicity versus like having to actually go to the strip club and
Right.
go on the chitlin circus and
Right.
different things like that. So I think they're the only label that really. The reason why QC and P and them is good because QC trusts Coach K and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He added Coach K to help him make more sound decisions and feel comfortable about what artists he, working with. And it allows P to go all in on that artist. Because
Right.
he know he got somebody that know what to do with whatever I'm about to give him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's like a match made in heaven. That's like if everybody could be signed to QC, I would I think everybody should be in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Everybody should be
That's why I
signed to
do
QC.
want to say, like, you don't see no Def Jam buildings down here.
Right.
You don't see no Universal building. You don't see Sony. You don't see none of that. We're the mecca and the biggest, let's say, city for hip hop at this moment, and nobody has came down to be like, okay, we're gonna set up shop here.
Right. Which is crazy.
That's odd too, especially with like even overhead is cheaper down here. Like why the fuck?
Right, they won't come down here. Cause at the end of the day, bruh, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. For how much money they gotta spend to get these records off the ground, you're really breaking even. I'm just keeping it a buck with you.
Yeah.
It's just we such hustlers in Atlanta
Right.
that we make it look good.
Okay,
We
yeah.
make it look like we selling a lot of records.
Right.
But we're really not selling that many records.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
If you look at like J. Cole is really selling records.
Absolutely.
There's maybe 4 rappers that really sell.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it,
Yeah, where? Yeah. Oh, you mean in Atlanta or in the world?
the world.
Yeah. But nah, I mean, you got your Tylers, you got your Kendricks, you got, you know what I'm saying, Chance will give you some good numbers.
I
But
wouldn't
I
even put
think-
Chance there anymore.
Huh?
I wouldn't even put Chance there anymore. And I love no disrespect to him, but
I think he's
numbers
so
wise, I
rich.
think it's Lil Baby does well. Kendrick, Cole, Drake, Tyler.
Yeah.
I don't know if we consider Travis a rapper or an artist, but
Yeah, Travis
there's
does
really
well.
only 4 or 5 rappers that sell.
Yeah, that's
Period.
what I'm saying. But I'm just thinking, you can say that, but if I only have to spend 150, 200,000 on your album and you doing 150 first week, that's great as a label.
Yeah.
But if I gotta spend 300,000-400,000 and you only doing 100,000 first week,
Yeah.
the numbers are similar, but my return isn't the same.
Yeah.
So I think that's why the labels haven't came here yet, because they know as much as we have to spend on these projects, the return of it is not what we need. Now the artist is getting their money, but they're not doing 360s with us.
Right.
So they're not gonna give us none of their touring, their merch and everything. So why would we come down there and set up shop if we'll just wait for y'all to get it done and get y'all a distribution deal?
How was it working with the whole Wyoming situation? Because we talked to Benny yesterday. He told us how he was there. He said, being in the room with Cyhi and all these other guys, meeting Havoc for the first time. He said, it was like for a rapper, it was like a dream come true just being in that environment. In those rooms, being who you are, how do you feel it, one, changes you as an artist and as a writer, challenges you as an artist or writer, and how much of it are you like turned off by it? Like, this ain't really what I want to be doing.
Well, I'm never turned off by it because I do know I'm working with a trailblazer. So I will say that, you know, you do have some influence over the world, even though it's not direct, you know what I mean, contact with them. It's through another artist. But it kind of just shows you how big your business can be. Like a lot of times guys come out there and really see like infrastructure. You really see a man with 178 employees and know everybody by their first and last name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
That's special.
yeah, you're not gonna see that in the regular rap realm. You know what I mean? You'll be like, he'll have, like in the music department, we'll have 40 people on the ranch doing music. Then we'll jump in the truck and drive to a warehouse. He got another 50, 60 people doing shoes. Then, you know what I mean? We ride to another warehouse. He got another 40, 50 people doing architect and real estate. It's just like, and you just driving to these compounds with him and all these people on his payroll.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this man is like, he's serious. Like, that's why I tell people, you can't really say nothing to a nigga who got that much conviction. You know what I'm saying? Nigga want to fight Mike Tyson. I've been trying to tell him not to, but when a nigga look you in the eyes with that much pay, okay, bro, we're going to get you together. Bro.
Right.
You gotta start eating like this. You got to run 8 miles a day. It's like,
If I'm a friend, I'm making sure you don't fight Mike.
if you got his passion here, Kanye been and whoop Mike Tyson ass.
Yeah, with his passion.
Yeah, with his passion. You don't never know.
Passion, sure.
Bro, I done seen some dudes get scared, bro. And this dude think he's super tough, and the scared dude whoop his ass.
Yeah.
Because he just clicked into that moment. So it's like, that's why I try to tell people, it's like, it's tough with Ye because when somebody go that far for they point and their conviction, you gotta let a man walk in his own life. You can't deter that because you don't
Can't disrupt that.
You don't want to get to heaven and God be like, hey man, you know I sent the the guy Kanye that I sent that. I'm like, yeah, I know him. You know, you told him not to do something I asked him to do.
Yeah.
I did. So you know, go on a step to the right. No, hold on, guy. Hold on. You know what I mean? Not me. Not me, bro. Not me. So,
After watching your live and speaking of Ye, the first question I had once the live was over was, does Cyhi think all these important relationships that he has with some of the biggest artists in the world, has that helped you or hindered you more in the long run, you feel like? Because one would be like, yo, I fuck with Ye, Travis, every big artist you could think of. I fuck with Drake. I write for this person. I write for this person. One would naturally think, oh, that's amazing. That's probably made his career. But I was looking at that after the live, like, this shit might have pigeonholed him and held him back with all the relationships that people are dying to have. Like, that might have fucked you up more after I listened to that rant.
Well, as a writer, it's always helped me. But as an artist, I could say it probably could be 50-50. Because, I mean, like, let's just say when I was signed to Def Jam, they knew Ye was moving into fashion, so they wasn't eager to, like, put me out and have to find somebody else to be in there with them, in so many words. Like, I was just a guy there that they know if Cyhi's around, people rapping. That's like the thing that people bring me in for. Like, man, bring Cyhi in, man. He just gonna make sure we get in here and just start rapping. So I think that's the thing. And a lot of times when you work with an artist that big, they don't want to find another piece to implement in that if this guy's already comfortable with this said writer or artist or, you know what I mean, person. So they kind of tried to massage me with that early on. And due to me being in, I would say, a bad deal at that time, you know what I'm saying, that was an outlet for me to still be creative. You know what I'm saying? But by time, like, when y'all got No Dope on Sundays, that's when I had just got out of my terrible situations. You know what I mean? It took me about 4 or 5 years to, like, fight it. Because you got to build up enough cachet to go against, like, you know, at that time I was signing, like, Akon and his brother. So, you know, they got their thing. So until you get somebody that could really get you out of it, you're just in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it was for good and worse, but I think it was good. I think as a writer, I'm in a great place. But I just know as an artist, I have more to say, and I think the devil be working
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? For me saying what I need to say. So it's
As a
something I just got to
writer,
work through.
Are you because the story of EGOT to me was brilliant because like you say, you're a writer. That doesn't just mean music. Like you was actually writing like a play, and you know it was like a whole presentation. And it was a Tidal exclusive, if I'm not mistaken, right? It was it only on Tidal? The as far as
The story he got?
as far as the visual.
No.
Where did we get the visual at?
Well, we had different visual. You're talking. I think you're talking about Barcode or
You did a sketch thing with Tidal.
Yeah, that was something I did with Tidal. That was something we did in the pandemic where I was bored in the house. I was just like, man, we gotta get out here and do something.
We all just did some shit.
Yeah. So
let's just do some shit.
I had to just do some shit. But I think the story of EGOT is something that I put out an EP of it just to get the fans back engaged. But I'm actually finishing up the album as we speak, so it should be out late this year, like November, same time around No Dope on Sundays.
Okay.
I'm a wintertime artist. I like to drop music in the winter where people got the windows up, you close knitted, you in the house, you ain't just out having fun in the club, it's just random shit playing.
Yeah.
I like my music to be like some kind of focus, some kind of camaraderie when you listening to it, like, around family or in the car or holidays. So I think that's a good time for me to release my album.
With the writing aspect, again back to the live.
Right.
Since then, have you viewed those writing sessions different as far as expectations? Like, nah, give me my full publishing on this because I'm not ever expecting a verse swap from any of y'all.
I'm not doing, hey guys, no more swaps.
Over swaps.
Yeah, y'all don't want to honor the swap. Your label don't want to honor it. All that.
Yeah.
I'm good on the swap. Cut me my check.
Yeah.
I mean, do you take that shit personal though?
I do. I mean, I don't, but I do. It's like, man, I gave everybody I work with, bro, I give them a pencil long enough, they're going to draw themselves. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can say nothing about my lie because I ain't told one lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I let a motherfucker play me 4-5 times before I said what I said. So now they just got to sit back and listen to me say it. They kind of been waiting on me to say it like, damn, all right. I got what I needed from you, though. It's like,
You said a lot.
you know what I'm saying?
You said a lot on that live.
But I didn't say nothing. I really said what was just true.
Yeah.
The truth. And it just shows you what an artist, that's why it's the story of EGOT. I want to let them know, me and Sam Smith don't got the same plight to get to that Grammy stage. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been in them fist fights. He ain't been in them shootouts.
Right.
He ain't been in them jail cells. He ain't been in them terrible deals. Like, you don't hear a lot of white artists talking about, man, I got a bad deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you hear urban and black artists, we have bad deals all the time. We have terrible deals and we have to get them to okay deals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Have to work and sell triple platinum, boo.
Yeah.
Most of them artists come in, Justin Timberlake had a great deal when he came through the door.
Right. Right.
Justin Bieber, whoever, it's like, they have great situations. So I think that's the story of EGOT and what it really is. It's like, by the time I got to the Grammy stage, I was exhausted. By the time I met Kanye, people don't even know, bro. At 17, I was offered 7 deals. But I was in a rap group and I was signed to some street dudes. And what happened is the labels figured out how to get my number. This is Clyde Davis. This is when L.A. Reid. This is what was the other guy we met? It was a bunch of them guys back then when it was like when record labels were still thriving, you know?
Yep.
And they would call my phone and be like, yo, we love your group. We love everything about you, but we really just want you. We see that you're the nucleus of this thing and this is how we want to go. But you're signed to some dangerous guys. And I don't think you know that as a young man. And I'm like, I've been growing up. I kind of been... Because, you get with these guys, you're 14, 15.
Right,
and
right. Like,
these
you know,
guys,
but you don't know.
You don't know. You know what I'm saying? They just tell you, right
purposely
here,
hiding
boo,
shit from you to begin with.
Right. They hiding it from you. They don't want you to know too much. But as you get older, you kind of start putting 2 and 2 together. And that's why I had to start making my way to be a solo artist. But back then, like from 2002 to 2005, I was like the most sought after rapper in the music industry that nobody ever heard about because I was signed to some gangsters and it was like, we was like, we don't want to do the Suge Knight thing again. They wasn't that bad, like as you think about it, but I'm a kid still, so it's like, I might not think they that bad, but adults that know them, like, no,
we don't
they're
want to deal
that
with that.
bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I think like around that time, like you said, the Kanye and the 50 thing came and it started shifting on what type of artists they wanted to listen to. And I was always a lyricist, so I fell right in with like the Big Seans and, you know, the Wiz Khalifa's in that era, the Wale's and different things like that.
I mean, I feel like even Lupe was signed to Killers. Like, I feel like even the lyrical rappers at one time were signed to some crazy shit.
Well, anybody that all got to.
Yeah. Anybody that got, you know how it is, and you know, somebody in the hood got money, and you know, Eazy-E was a street guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? NWA, all of that came from just, you know, a street guy on the block believing in them and putting that whole thing together. So that's just part of the DNA, I guess, of hip hop.
Yeah, you just gotta go through that.
Gotta go through there. But I mean, I guess the catch-22 is, do you stay with the street guys where it could get dicey, or do you go to a label to get fucked? Like, you kind of can't win for losing as an artist. I think maybe staying with the street guys from your neighborhood is probably the better bet at that point.
I think it's important if you're from the streets, which we all are, like you said, it's important to always have some knowledgeable guide in the mix of that, though. You got to have somebody that is not too intimidating, that knows how to play chess, that knows how to massage these relationships correctly. Because if you just coming in with just money and street ethics, that's a recipe for disaster.
Right.
That's gonna go bad really fast. Like you said, Rico's gonna start coming down, all kind of shit.
Yeah, you're gonna have a billboard in Atlanta that says BMF.
Yeah, like you don't want to go that route.
You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that.
Who's in your top 5 artists right now?
Right now?
Today.
Kodak.
I put Rory on Kodak. Now he's a Kodak fan.
Kodak stan at this point,
bro. Bro, he's so special, bro. We can get into that.
Matter of fact, with y'all tones, I would love to hear a Cyhi and Kodak.
Yeah,
right there.
I like Nardo Wick.
Nardo was fire.
Nardo Wick hard, bro.
Yeah. That's Nardo's manager right there.
For real? Yeah, Nardo hard, bro.
Yeah.
Nardo hard. Who else do I like? I'm still like into like, if you want to you mean just all around or just up and coming new artists like that? I feel like
Both.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say, let me say my young artists. Like I like Baby Keem. I think he's special. Who's another artist that I like that is coming up?
You know, I've noticed rappers don't listen to rappers. Every time we ask a rapper about rap, they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we hear artists, but we don't, like, I don't listen to rap. I hear rap.
Yeah, and you're not a consumer the way Maul and I are. You view things.
I can't listen to too many rappers because you'll start sounding like, I feel like a lot of artists just grew up so much listening to Drake that they end up sounding like a bunch of Drakes.
Yeah.
And they can't shake it. Like, I be hearing it on like video games and shit, like, Madden or some of you guys. I'm like, is this Drake? And they're like, nah, this is like, I'm like, I knew Drake wouldn't do this for 2K. But it's like,
it's a timeout, 30-second timeout, and 2K and Drake comes on?
Yeah. But I think I like Lady London. Isn't that her name?
Yeah, Lady
she's
London.
dope.
I like Lady London.
Yeah, she's dope.
I like what's my guy? Is it Foggy? I just got on. Foggy.
Foggy?
Foggy Raw.
Foggy.
You ain't heard of Foggy Raw?
I think I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my boy.
He's dope.
He hard.
He's
I just like
dope.
how he put his
Very
shit together.
different, his own unique shit.
Yeah,
I like him,
man.
Yeah.
So I think those are like my 5 favorite right now that I just been like, I always check on them and see what they got going on.
We don't have to get into like the actual details of the incident that happened to you in Atlanta because this isn't Vlad and it's none of our business. Just how has your mindset in life changed since then? What perspective did you get out of that situation?
I don't know. I think it just put me back in that mode of like, when you've kind of felt like you made out, you kind of relaxed a little bit. You feel like, oh man, my life is going well. And now I'm back sticked up. moving low key, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I don't want to move like this. I'm damn near 40.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You like, man, I ain't trying to be around here on S every day, but like I said, it's the black plight, man. It's like, it's rough. Even if you ain't got nothing to do with it, you got something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You could just be in the wrong city at the wrong time, wrong restaurant. You know what I mean? Wherever. It's just like, they would never like, rest in peace, P&B. You see a white guy in there with a nice roll, you might go in there and snatch it off his wrist or something, but
you ain't gonna kill him.
You ain't gonna kill him, and you may not even do it.
Right.
But the one thing that you know what makes us victims, bro? And people want to come out there is because we live under this snitch jacket.
Yeah.
And as a black man, you are not allowed to tell or talk about what goes on in the streets.
Right.
So that's why a lot of times problems come to us because they know, the guy know that, okay, 9 times out of 10, the police going to figure it out on their own. Because we're not allowed
to talk about
it or tell what happened. So that's kind of why a lot of trouble comes to us as well.
Have you had any thoughts of like bringing up artists under your wing and like really molding them and working with them? Because I feel like a lot of these artists now that, you know, they catch a record, it goes viral, you know, then they got a deal, then they getting booked to do like, you know, walkthroughs and shit like that in a matter of a month. They don't have no real artist development. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know the music business. It's like we just caught a viral moment. Let's capitalize off of it. But to the ones that really have talent and have a skill set, do you see yourself like grabbing any of them and saying, all right, I'm gonna help you avoid these pitfalls and these bumps that I had to. You don't want to do this. It's a different game now. You don't have to do this. Do you see yourself getting into that mode of like, I'm gonna really like usher in like the next superstar?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of what my conversation, my live was about, you know, retiring and moving into an executive role or, you know, helping kids out. I've been really doing these writing camps and being able to I really want to get in with the younger artists and show them how to express themselves without telling on themselves or without having to feel like they got to uphold some image, how to be vulnerable but still make it dope and still make it street. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times their raps are so first person that it gives it all away, where sometimes you can use characters, you can use storytelling, you can implement certain things that give off the same energy, but it's not totally directed to you. But also being able to help them search through their own lives and kind of figure out different things to talk about that they didn't know they could talk about. But if you put it if you give it to them on a canvas that they can kind of like receive it on, they can be like, oh, okay, I could take it to the next level. And I think that's something that I did with my writing career, that a lot of times I was never a ghostwriter. You know, a lot of people like to say I'm a co-writer, ghostwriter. I was just a nigga.
Why does that get such a negative connotation in rap?
Because everything black people do get a negative connotation. I'm just keeping it a buck, bro. Everything, because like you can Adele could walk on stage at the Grammy. She got 50 people behind her. They got a whole long. I want to thank the vocalist, the writer, the piano, this. But as a rapper, it can only be you and the engineer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a specific hip hop type of shit. Because R&B, we don't really care who really wrote it.
But I mean, I think when you coming in the game, it should be just you and your close-knit friends. But when you're speaking for the community or speaking for the community of hip-hop or the genre of hip-hop, that's a collection of people. Like when me and Ye do records, or you know, me and Trav, or you know, Kendrick or whoever, those main artists who gonna be selected and on a grand scale, world scale, to represent this genre of music, we have to come together from all walks of life and be able to say, this is what rap is in 1995 or 2020 or et cetera, whatever Grammy year it is. And we collectively brought you this artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? This artist just isn't here just by itself because he went in the studio and smoked some weed and made a dope song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For sure.
No, I get that. Last time you spoke to Travis. What was the conversation?
Man, actually, last time I spoke to Trav, he
And I'm
actually.
gonna add Sean to that list. And who else did you bring up?
Oh, actually, last time I talked to Trav, he called and checked on me about my accident.
Okay.
That was the last time I talked to him. I know he's been going through his thing, but you know, a lot of times it be they people too. They people don't be wanting to ask him about certain shit, and you know, it's understandable. Sean, me and Sean talk often, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, these guys know where I stand. They know what they did. They know what I did. You know what I'm saying? They know how much I put into it. It's just, I'm such a humble guy that they can't sense that sense of, damn, bro, I might need to really return this favor. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a nigga who like give you like 10 favors before I kind of like try to nudge you like, hey, bro,
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me get one. Let me just, you know what I'm saying? Niggas are just eat away at you. And at some point, you just got to be like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being humble. I understand you guys are successful, but, you know, I need a return on this investment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, do you feel some of Ye's actions made it difficult to coexist in good music? Because I feel like, you know, around the Wyoming time originally when Trump shit and all that, Sean didn't distance himself, but he was dead quiet. John Legend obviously was on Instagram doing all that. You were on Twitter defending Ye. Push was quiet, but we always know his loyalty is going to be to Ye.
Yeah,
it just got real. I felt good music got really weird at that specific time amongst, again, just as a consumer outside looking in. It looked like everybody kind of didn't know if they were friends anymore. Like,
I mean,
yo, you're not fucking with Ye, I can't fuck with you, but like it felt weird. Then it was certain people had relationships with Drake, so it got even weirder. Like it just felt very odd
Ye,
with
bruh.
Trump, Drake, Kanye, that whole.
Ye interrupts the algorithm of billionaires. And that's the thing. And people, they try to, you know, and it's in a negative and a positive way towards the powers that be.
Yeah.
But a lot of times what they'll do is, Ye is so successful and he kicking their ass that other rivaling companies will come pick at his crew. And they pick away and they try to take people away from him and put people against him to get him unfocused on what he's really trying to do. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like, Ye start kicking their ass and, you know, Louis Vuitton was like, oh, we have to go find Virgil.
Yeah.
Right.
Nike's like, oh, these Yeezys are kicking our ass.
You can,
Right.
Don C, Travis,
Yeah.
Virgil, get over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, because they know they can't compete with that man.
Yeah.
we can say what we want about Kanye West. Hillary Clinton aligned herself with a coke dealer from Virginia because of Kanye West. He said, Pusha T, come here.
Nah, for sure.
Like, you know how crazy that is that
Yeah.
a presidential candidate would have to be like, all right, well, let me go get Push.
But let me tell you the difference about this drug rap versus drill rap.
Oh, it's
It was
drastically
still
different.
ethics
Yeah.
in our raps. Jay-Z was still telling us how to dress, how to look a man in the eyes.
Yeah.
This range is the little boy range. They're going to try to sell you that one. Get this one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put no fucking funny little shit, diamonds in your Rolex.
Yeah.
If it ain't the factory joints.
Right.
You
Doing
know
it
what I mean?
wrong.
Those were things that was educational.
Yeah.
I don't need to know how to load a gun and kill a nigga.
Well,
every
I mean,
night.
so
I
much
already know how to do that.
of drug dealing is represent business.
Yeah,
no
it's
matter what. It
business,
just
yeah.
happens to be illegal.
Yeah, it happens to
Now
be
the drill
illegal.
shit is an op around the corner that I want to kill. There's no business involved. It's just
Yeah.
legitimately
Crazy.
murder.
Yeah.
So it's
And I mean, I don't
completely
want to, you know, completely shit on the whole drill scene
No,
because
of
this
course
is their
not.
way of expressing themselves and they found a way to, you know, but it's just like now it seems like they're monetizing off the violence.
Yeah.
And that's not good because that's going to
Because
end
even
bad
if
for
you
somebody.
look at the feds or the drug, the feds know a lot of niggas selling drugs.
Yeah,
But they ain't gonna come get you until them bodies
Body
start
shop, yeah.
dropping.
exactly.
So you could tell that's the difference between
Yeah,
both raps. Yeah, we was selling our thing, but it was still in a secret
Yeah.
society way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's just like you taunting people that you done killed.
yeah,
That
I mean,
right there is like that's what's caused. Like
that's-
if y'all was just shooting shit up and then come rap about something different,
Yeah, that's
we wouldn't
different.
even be tripping on it. But
Yeah.
the fact that you taunting the other side and you damn near like forcing them to come do something to you. Your friends, then y'all got to go back and do something.
Yeah.
That's like
it's too much.
It's a real war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
the saddest part, outside of the obvious of kids actually dying, is they're the last people that would even profit from the taunting music that they're making.
Yeah.
Because it's the labels at this point that are legitimately, no one's dying at the label, and they're getting all the profit.
But the labels.
So that's why I dislike drill music, not because of what it is per se, but it's allowed hip hop to, the labels to steal even more from hip hop. Because now it's kids really dying, and they really are monetizing beef amongst children. And the kids is dying, and no one's dying at the label. They're just making money.
But those kind of artists ain't got no real deals like that.
Yeah.
They getting 10%. They getting 90% of their own money, 80%. Because labels ain't really not no label for them. They distributing those are like, I'm signing Empire. And I hate the stigma that every time something happens to an artist at Empire, they want to hit me like, I'm like, bruh, because the only people that can sign the Empire is niggas with their own money.
Right.
So only artists with their own money is who? Street artists.
Street artists, yeah.
You know what I mean? And these guys are from places like people gotta understand, I'm just keeping it a buck. The reason why we die in our own hoods because that's where the niggas don't like us at. That's where we done shot niggas at. They done shot us. They done ran off with bags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You done hit a nigga girl, all type of shit.
Yeah.
Go on in your own community.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of times it happens to us in that space because that's where we're at. That's where everybody knows us at. So I think that's what we just got to clean it up. Like I said, we just got to professionalize hip hop and not just let it be a free for all. Like you can just go to Guitar Center and just goddamn buy a mic and a computer, and now you're a rapper. Like everybody who died right now, he not a rapper yet.
Right.
And,
Yeah, he know how to rap. He made a song, but every rapper like Vlad does that all the time. This rapper, I'm like, Vlad, I've never even heard of him.
Right.
Yeah, he got a, everybody got a YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you put that on rappers, now that stigma is sticking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
How do
saying?
you feel the unfortunate Rico situation with Thug and Gunna? How do you feel like that will affect the Atlanta music scene moving forward?
Man, I think it's kind of already affected it because it's definitely a lot. I would say it's a little quieter. You know what I mean? When all those guys around, you know, you had to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
But I think that shit just come from communities. Like, a lot of that shit come from, like, man, us growing up and trying to get it. This shit really started before rap.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
A lot of times you can't shake that shit because once you done shot a nigga or you done did something sufficient, or you know what I mean, something that they feel like is egregious enough that they can't forgive you for it, that war just gonna continue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times, even if they wanted to stop it, they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? They had to like go through with it to even be able to survive. So I think a lot of times with these guys, it's like they come from these areas and you want to get an authentic artist.
Yeah.
But these authentic artists come with these backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? You can't get no choir boy and say he gonna be authentic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want an authentic nigga, you gonna have to go get one. But what happened is the authentic nigga didn't like the rappers being able to have access to the same things as they had. You know what I mean? So I think that's where it's hard, and I think that's where the record label got to step in and kind of be that protection for that artist so they don't have that conflict with their neighborhood. Because that's all it is just to come. You got to keep your dudes around or them same dudes gonna come after you. And all this money that this record label done put into you, these dudes gonna tear you down so bad where you ain't selling no more because his hood and turned on him and he done told everybody else to turn on him. Now he ain't who y'all thought he was. Now y'all want to drop the artist. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you professionalize it and make it seem like, wow, like, I remember rap used to be a thing. Like, you signed a Def Jam or Universal. That was like you was in the NFL. Niggas be like, man, fuck Universal now. They be like, nigga, I got my own money, man. Get out of here with that shit. Like,
it's crazy.
You know what I mean? That's the craziest part. So once we professionalize it, and like I said, if you do 5 years at Universal, you get a pension for the rest of your life. I don't care if you don't sell one more record. I don't care if you don't put out another album. 'Cause I know football players who was on the bench for 4-5 years in the NFL.
Still get a check.
Still get a check from the NFL to this day.
Yeah.
Been out the league 10 years.
Yeah.
15 years, still get a check.
Yeah.
So it's like now I can really release my streets.
Yeah.
Because I know if all else fails, I'm still able to provide for my family versus having to go back and hustle it up and make sure, you know what I'm saying? I knew, quiet as kept, I knew a dude who told me, an executive, if he didn't like you, he'd be like, hey man, you need a deal? He's like, yeah man, I'm gonna give you $1 million deal. He'll go get you $1 million deal, buy you the dopest car, watch you go get the house, watch you marry your dream girlfriend, and then drop you from the label and just watch it all dwindle away.
Damn.
That's if he didn't like you. Like, he'll sign you because he don't like you.
And
It's executives like
he
that.
knows what signing you will bring.
He knows signing. You're going to be excited. You're going to get your dream girl, your dream house, dream car.
Then you're going to owe me that million
and
back.
then I'm going to drop you 2 years later and your shit just gone. You're going to watch the lady leave you. You're going to lose the car. You're going to lose the family.
That's some evil shit, man.
Come on, bro.
That's some evil shit.
It's the music industry, and it happens a lot.
I mean, personally, what did you go through outside of what you talked about in the live with Def Jam and some of those execs from a personal level? Because I feel like even down to the verse swaps, you did take a lot of shit like, oh, we are actually not friends per se, but we got an agreement type shit. I expect you to come through the same way I come through.
Well,
did that happen within the label with the executives over there?
I don't think it's really the labels with that part, but it's something like this. Okay, you got the major label, then you got a furnishing company, or what would I say, like a minor. You'll be your CTE or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your personal label. And by me, I was signed to a guy who had a situation at a label. Now, the difference is like between going straight to the label and signing to some white executive versus going this way. So going this way, guys will see that much money in the budget and ain't really had that much money that long. So you'll see you got $1 million budget but you got $300,000 for marketing, you got $400,000 for record, whatever the case may be. They try to start finagling those. Okay, the session was $40,000, but the session really 10. You sign up 40. Keep 30 in your pocket, pay the studio 10. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you go back 6 months later to see what your budget is like. You're like, damn, I done spent $200,000 in the studio. I thought I only spent a little 50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so that's how they can finagle. You got to be careful as an artist when you sign in through a third party. But the same thing I would tell artists like about TLC. Yeah, TLC had a bad deal, but they were famous. And one thing a lot of, we'll say, the white execs or the big dogs, they might give you a bad deal, but you're going to be famous. So you can take that to film. You can take that to the podcasting world. You can take that to fashion. And you can still capitalize off that celebrity.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get with a dude who just trying to hustle the label, you never even get to the celebrity part. You just get a dude finagling those little budgets that you need to become a celebrity.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So you never quite get there. And I think that's kind of what my situation was, just being young, signed to somebody that you feel like you trust, and they in there trying to work their own move in the label. You know what I'm saying? Then they end up, leaving the label, and you still signed to that label with this terrible ass budget. You still owe these folk, $400,000. You ain't seen none of the $400,000.
Yeah.
You like, God damn, oh, y'all, now you in the gridlock with them. They don't want to put in that. It's like,
right.
Man, I'm gonna go write for Kanye, man.
How many of the songs that was on the 7-track LP when everybody was putting it out, how many of those songs will we ever hear? Are you gonna put some of those songs on the new project, or it's like completely scrap those and it's all new energy?
But we always had like little songs we worked on, but I definitely have a few of those records, not those particular records, but records I've done with Ye on my album.
Okay.
Definitely. Like I said, Ye is man, he's a beacon of light for all of us. And I think a lot of times, he said something the other day that was pivotal. He said, I may not be right now. And like, he gave Sway his flowers now.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you sitting on 15 billion.
Yeah. It's different now. Yeah.
Yeah, you got multiple discretionary funds with that much money. But when you sitting on 50 million, you in debt. Yeah. Over here, you got these things. You can't just go spend 20 million on fabric.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you had to build that up. Now Sway is right. So Sway was probably wrong back then. Yeah. But now
I don't think he was wrong back then.
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't think he was wrong back then.
I mean, you can say name another fashion, designer that made it on their own.
Not many.
No, not many at all.
No. So that he did right. He had to go find. Now he can go like how people steal from his camp. Now he went over there and stole the people from Adidas. Yeah. Stole the people. Now he got that infrastructure to do it on his own and be efficient.
Yeah, I mean him being in debt at that time, I totally understand that.
But not also with him doing let me not say debt because you don't know where nigga paper at. Yeah. But he ain't have
when you're that rich, money doesn't even really exist at that point. Like liquid money's not a thing.
It was more so access. Yeah. Being in those different rooms, the respect in those rooms. Yeah. Like a lot changed in those years since him and Sway had that conversation. But I did love the fact that he gave Sway love.
What Sway
was right ultimately.
Yeah.
Even before the Adidas deal, like we didn't buy all those Yeezys because they were Adidas. We bought them because they were Kanye. Mm-hmm. So I really think that's what Sway was getting at even before he did that Adidas deal. Like, but we are gonna run to buy what you make, not because Adidas made it. Yeah, he could have done that shit with Skechers and we would have been like, let's buy it because it's Kanye. Mm-hmm. No, I see the infrastructure and probably the capital Ye needed to do that entire thing, and it's a process.
But hip-hop just not gonna make you a billionaire.
Of course not.
Yeah, hip hop would have bought it.
Hip hop has never made a billionaire besides whoever owns fucking Universal now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is for you to make 10 billion off of it, it got to go outside of hip hop. It got to go outside of our cool kids, and you got to see regular people rocking it, girls who don't even listen to them rocking it. It's like that's when you know you have a real product, and I think. Yeah, within the code, we always had the G on the sneakers and the Sean Carters and the FUBUs and all those different brands, but we've never had access to the quality of it. So when you put that shirt on, a Sean John shirt on, but then you go and put on a Dior shirt or something, it just feels a little different. And that's what Ye wanted. Ye wanted to be able to have the best product as well with the best infrastructure, warehouses, everything, and that's what he fought for. And I feel like now he has it now, so now we can get into Sway's idea. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Now we could do that.
Yeah, now we can do Sway idea because a discretionary fund. I remember he was telling me about. He was like, "Man, I need like 400 million in discretionary fund." I'm like, "What is that?" He like, "Man, I need to be able to fuck up. I need to be able to go get some fabric, fuck it up. All that didn't come out right." Yeah. Go buy some more, you know what I mean? And that's how he get to the perfect product. But that is the most expensive part of the whole process.
It's the mistakes to get to the right shit.
Yeah, the mistakes that you got to make to be able to get the right thing. And I think once he got enough, once they gave him that fund, because they didn't give it to him at first. Once they gave it to him, he shot up the charts. He was a billionaire in a year and a half later.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So he knew he was talking about. He just...
It took time to get there, but he got it. He got it right.
Where do you, I guess, stand or your opinion on the recent Gap stuff and the Adidas beef that he's going through now?
Oh man, I kind of stay out of that. That's above my pay grade.
Well, I'm just saying, just your opinion of somebody like we could all speculate, but you actually know you have a real relationship with him and maybe could understand things he says better than the rest of us when we look at it maybe from a surface level.
Well, they don't understand. Like,
because I laughed when he said he wants to abolish steps, and I was like,
"Well, one thing what he really trying to say is, Adidas is used to making a shoe and putting out volumes and volumes and volumes of shoes. Yeah, but you have to understand the mystique of a Kanye. That the reason why he's outselling all of your shoes because he's not going to put out a bunch of them. Yeah, but they're seeing that money only go to his sneaker and they want a part of it. Yeah. So they saying, how can we rip off a few of his ideas and put it on some Team Jordan kind of vibe? But it's like, nobody's going to buy the Team Jordans.
No.
So stop trying to use my idea for the Team Jordans.
Right, that's not happening. That's
you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it is. They're trying to undercut his market because he's doing so well But like I said,
you're diluting my creation by
yeah. Now you diluting my creation. Like I had a girlfriend who growing up. I remember my bitch was so bad because she had a fat ass naturally. She used to have a fat ass so much she had to tie shit around her waist to just so motherfuckers wouldn't bother. Now there's so many bitches with a fat ass. My bitch don't even look bad no more. Cause every girl could just go to DR and just go get one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
My
that's
bitch
the thing.
ain't even bad no more.
Yeah, my
She
bitch
became
ain't
a
bad
Yeezy
no
Boost.
more. I'm looking at my bitch like, golly, I need to go upgrade my. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is.
crazy. Yeah.
You don't want Ye shoe to feel like, damn, these Yeezys ain't even that cool no more because Adidas went in, did the whole thing, i.e. the off-whites and all that. Everything Nike was doing over there, that was things that Ye and Virgil had been talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when Virgil left, he kind of implemented that and like in his own right, you thinking like, shit, man, I'm over here with these $1 million, billion people. I might well put my best foot forward. And some of his best foot forward was things that him and Ye collabed on.
Yeah.
But I got to get my money now. I'm in that position. I'm going to take that risk of, I might ruffle his feathers a little bit, but that's how all of them feel.
Yeah.
I might ruffle Ye feathers a little bit, but I'm going to get these M's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Virgil should have. And today, happy birthday and rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
To
His
Virgil.
birthday was yesterday, right?
I think it's today.
Man, Virgil was a precious soul, bro.
What's one of your favorite Virgil memories?
My favorite Virgil memory? Oh, man, I would have to say, dang, I have so many. I was there when Virgil, him and Ye, well, actually, Ye drew it, and Virgil came and drew a better version of it, of the last Nike Yeezy, the one with the reptile back on the back.
Okay, yeah.
That was, I was there when they were actually drawing that together.
That's crazy.
I would say when he finally got the Louis Vuitton deal, and I think him and Ye got back on good terms right before he passed, about a year before he passed.
Yeah, it was fashion show in Paris, Fashion Week in Paris. I think the Louis show.
No, not that one. This was I think this was before that, or right after that. But I went up there. He picked us up in this Maybach. I was kind of excited. I was like, damn, Virgil like a boss now. He got like security trailing him. You know, because usually when I first met him, he was like just humble, an intern, like a little creative director guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now then he go to his office. He got all the Louis Vuitton fabrics. Like he making fur coat Louis Vuitton. He making you got all the Louis fabric you can make anything you want. I mean, he making capes, skateboards. He just got to do, it was like a playground of materials. So I just seen him in there and we was playing him some music that we was working on. But just to see him and Ye had those last moments together of, just rejoicing. And Ye was really proud of him. They just, Ye just be like, man, y'all using my best friends against me. It's like, you know what I mean? That shit kind of get, eat at him a little bit, but outside of that, I think that was my favorite moment. Just that last moment I was with him at the Louis office, and he was just showing us all the different things that he looking to make, and never got to
really
fully, do everything he would like to do.
It's dope to see, Virgil, Don C, what Kanye is doing, and all of these guys was really like close and together. They came in together and had all of these, which I'm assuming conversations and dreams to do what they're doing now. It's just amazing to see what came of that. And that speaks to, again, Kanye's genius of him just instilling power into his friends and letting them be their own people and just giving people the space to create. And I think if that's, you say whatever you want about Kanye, he goes off on these tangents, these rants, whatever. But one thing about him, just look at it, he definitely creates opportunity for his friends that he knows are geniuses before the world does. And that's something I always love about Kanye, is that he sees the genius in his friends and in his circle.
That's his biggest thing. Like a lot of people don't do that. They won't empower you, but that's something they'll do. He'll empower you, and then that's the thing that hurts him. He like people take his best, but that's business though. Like so he gotta just figure out how to move around it. But I figure like, a lot of times, a lot of those people end up coming back around anyway. So it just be a period in time. So
Is Cyhi happy today?
Cyhi's extremely happy. I can't complain. I think a lot of people don't understand, like, my rant was not just because of me. It's my fans that miss what I do. Like, you don't understand, like, having grown men crying coming up to you from mixtape songs.
Right.
It's like, bro, I put that out 10 years ago. He's still like, it's connected because something happened in that moment in time in his life that touched him so much. And this album or this song kind of helped him get through that. Now, I think a lot of times I kind of feel for them, but I feel for myself at the same time. So I'm definitely blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a place where, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like I'm blessed, but I do feel like there's more to accomplish. Because like I said, I've grown up around successful people my whole life, rich niggas my whole life. And yeah, I'm Cyhi, wrote these big records, but it's like when you've been around success your whole life, those small victories ain't really tickling my fancy like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you see yourself being something so much bigger, like, you know, I appreciate what I have, but that's like low-hanging fruit for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody, you put your favorite rapper in a room, no marketing plan, no fucking record label, no beat, and it's just the purest essence of what we do, I'm top 5 dead or alive. But when you got to add all the street cred and marketing budgets and all that, okay, I might get overlooked.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the only thing. But outside of that, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain too much. I just got to keep moving forward.
What's a strange hobby that you have that fans would not know outside of rap and fashion and the typical
I eat
thing?
pho every week for the past 10 years.
Is it pho or pho? Because I call it pho.
It's pho. I'm a professional, so.
Oh, my bad. My apologies.
pho.
My
I'm a
apologies.
professional.
It's pho.
Well, I'm a pho fan.
Yeah, you're a fan.
So
But nah,
once a week for the last 10 years?
yeah. I mean, I'm slick Vietnamese. You know what I mean? That's just something I just love doing. It's therapeutic.
What's a good spot in Atlanta?
Pho King is the best spot. It's in Midtown.
In Midtown?
Pho
Okay.
King.
Yeah, Pho King.
I gotta take you to
So,
spots in New York then.
Yeah, I heard New York got some good.
Amazing.
Boston do too. Yeah.
Favorite session of your career and worst session of your career?
My favorite session of my career would be when Kobe walked in. Electric Lady, Rosewood era during My Beautiful Dark. I seen Kobe and was like, man, that's Kobe, bro.
Doesn't Kobe have writing credits on Power?
He probably do. He was there during that time.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a picture and maybe he told us that in the building. I don't know if he said that publicly. But
Ye is the
I think it was Kobe, Mos Def, and Ye, right?
Yeah, Kobe, let me tell you something. Ye will give you, credit if you bring the coffee in the room during the hit record. Like, if you made a hit record and you brought him 2 glasses of coffee, you getting publishing.
That's
He was the first person to do that.
That's
like, now you see all these producers, like, collabing on beats. You know how all the dudes like, man, one nigga need to make the beat. Why 3 motherfuckers on the beat? It's like, Ye started that collaboratory thing where, like, a lot of the early songs I was working on, I was just in there, I was like, nah, I think you should say it like this. Or he's like, what you think about that? I was like, well, I would say it like this. And then I didn't know that was writing.
Right.
So I never asked for no publishing or nothing. I'm just thinking this is what niggas do in the studio.
Yeah.
But then at that level, that's called writing.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean? And then he, like I said, he goes further than that. You ain't write nothing. If you was in the room and he thought of something just by looking at your shoes or my theme song, my leather black jeans on, you got, okay, what's your information? Send it to my assistant.
That's crazy.
You'll be like, because he respects everything in the room. The lighting, he got OCD. He don't want this camera right there. You got to move this camera right there. It's just like, he just respects that. So I think that's something that I learned as well, just respecting everything around me.
Because music is for the consumer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you got to ask random people.
Right.
Like I heard stories of Ye when the delivery guy would deliver food. He'd be like, no, come in here. You need to hear this.
Right. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. No.
What was that Kobe session like? And what was I never had the privilege to ever meet Kobe Bryant.
I mean, I only seen him walk in. I was new around, so I didn't want to go in there and be like fanned out.
Yeah.
But I was new around that time. But it was dope. And my other favorite session, it was with Jay, man. I was in Jay in Paris, bro. Jay like a real one though. He's just a real one. That was my favorite. I know you kind of like close to them, but.
He's blood related.
Yeah. Oh, you blood related?
Biggs is
Yeah.
his
Oh yeah,
brother.
Biggs. That's what I'm saying. Biggs. Yeah. I didn't exactly.
Yeah.
Jay is.
Was it Watch the Throne sessions? What was it for?
A couple of them, man. He just a great guy. I don't know. He just got away with, making you feel comfortable in so many words.
Yeah.
I remember. I won't tell that story, but I will tell this story. I will tell this story. I mean, I was in Atlanta, right? I just came around, and Holmes was like, they told me to come to the show. So I walk in and shit. I come sit down next to him, he kicking it. He looked like Beyonce walks in and she's pregnant at the time. He's like, Cyhi, you ain't bring your girl with you? Me, I'm like, at this point, I didn't want to bring nobody.
Yeah, I didn't know I could invite a plus
I'm
one.
just coming by myself. He's like, you ain't bring your girl with you? We did. Like, he just started laughing, him and because they had the two baddest chicks in the world with him in the room. And I'm like, my girl is at home. But the way they laughed about it, like.
She used to have a fat ass. Now everyone has a fat ass. I didn't know I could bring her.
Right.
I ain't think she had enough ass anymore.
No, that was
When
funny.
you gonna get on the Alchemist beat?
Man,
Good question.
Man, you gonna put that together for me, bro?
I could legitimately make a group chat right now.
Man, I DM that man, tweeted that man, emailed,
literally do that
MySpace,
today.
Yeah.
LimeWired. I ain't trying to get Alchemist, bro. I just been like, I say something on my album about that too.
Yeah.
Don't I say that? Yeah. I'm Alchemist.
I need to hear that.
Yeah, because if I'm on an Alchemist beat, it's a rap.
Yeah.
It's a rap then.
Yeah, we need that.
I know paperwork wise you weren't on Good Music, nor was 2 Chainz, but what's your top 5 Good Music album list? You could put No Dope on Sundays number 1 if you want. I understand.
Good Music album list. Well, I will say My Beautiful Dark. Pablo. No Dope, definitely. Both Pusha albums, old and new. That would be my top 5 of those. And I did like Finally Famous, the mixtape. Like,
I'm trying to figure out this Sean and Cyhi relationship.
Nah, man, me and Sean good. It's just Sean just a super competitive rapper.
Yeah.
And
good dude though.
Good dude, but he will step on you for his well-being.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that
That's hip hop though, right?
Nah, I ain't that type of nigga.
Competitive? No.
I ain't gonna step on you though. That's probably why I ain't where I'm supposed to be though. I ain't gonna step on nobody.
There's a lot of artists that just didn't do some bullshit, and that's why they not as. And I'm not saying Sean did that,
bullshit. Okay,
I mean, I'm not gonna say, but okay, like
what did Sean do specifically?
So when I first came around, it was at the Double XL shoot. Ye asked me to rap because I've been freestyling for everybody and they going crazy. So he like, man, I got this new nigga. So he like, man, rap for Double XL.
You spoke about this on the live.
Yeah. So I get the I'm just going at it. They filming me. And I didn't know him. I ain't know Big Sean at the time. He's sitting on the table.
Yeah.
Bro, jump off the table and just cut my rap off and just start going in. He ain't like that.
Well, let me ask you.
Bro, niggas don't like that.
Isn't that hip hop though?
He started performing for
Isn't that
real.
what he's supposed to do?
Nah, bro.
If he saw his opportunity,
nah,
I know what Cyhi's
let me tell you.
do that.
If the flip, I'm gonna let you finish your rap.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna even rap. Because I know once I come out, and even if I did want to jump on the time, I'm gonna let you get your rap off or whatever the case may be. But you don't know. You already in position. You got videos with Kid Cudi, Kanye. Like,
okay, I thought Sean was just unknown at this time.
No,
He
was
saw
like,
an opportunity to rap.
Yeah, he was on the. But I'm just saying, I felt that was a competitive thing he did.
Yeah.
But it's like we brothers now. You don't have to keep
I feel you.
trying to, you know what I mean, outshine me to make yourself look good.
Yeah, but you also got to think like what Sean might have been going through at that label too, as far as because I mean, shit, I was
he ain't
around when
going
y'all was
through
there, and
nothing, nigga. You
Def
rich
Jam
as
wasn't
fuck.
taking him serious.
He good. He was selling out shows. He good. It just,
I don't know. Maybe he's
wasn't
from
going
Detroit. He was
through
listening to Lose Yourself. I don't know. One
bruh,
shot, one opportunity.
that
he
was
sees
his
everything he wanted
favorite
to rap.
artist, and he seen his favorite artist taking a liking to another
Somebody
artist.
else. Yeah, I get
And
it.
he ain't like that. I'm just not like that.
I
When
feel
Trav came in the room, I embraced Trav. But let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna keep y'all. This a story exclusive. I was at the Mercer, and this around the time when Ye was still finding his label, and he asked me, who should I sign? 2 Chainz or French Montana. And I told him 2 Chainz. And when I walked in the other room, my man was like, man, that's the stupidest shit you could have ever said to the nigga. Why would you make him sign another nigga from Atlanta? I just never
You didn't
looked at it like that. I just thought
Yeah.
2 Chainz was fire.
Yeah.
And it was my boy, so it's like,
Right.
I ain't tripping on that. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I wasn't thinking that it would affect what I had going on. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But I mean, strategically, yeah, you probably would have said French Montana, and you would have been. But I just never been a hater, so it just never crossed my mind. I just gave the best decision.
And it's fucked up because a lot of times that's how shit happen. Like motherfuckers think like that.
Yeah, that's how it should
I
have
ain't
been.
put chains on. Fuck that. Yeah.
Now I might have been like, you know what? Might want to go with French. Nah, 2 Chainz my guy, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
After speaking of that era when Chainz was affiliated with Good Music, and it was the Good Music Fridays and that entire shit, which really felt like Ye was bringing the attention. I felt like he was trying to go on the Rockefeller route of you are now solidified as the biggest artist. Let me put on every artist I fuck with.
Right.
Had Cruel Summer not been rushed, do you think the label Good Music would be in a different place than they are now? Because all the attention, Kanye just dropped a classic album.
But that's not
Good
what
Fridays was the hottest shit moving on the internet, and then Cruel Summer came, and I like Cruel Summer. Don't get me twisted. Like I like it as an album. It felt super rushed, and I felt like the only people that suffered from it was not named Kanye West. Like
I
that
don't
was the
think it
time
was
for the
rushed.
label, and it didn't affect Ye's career, but I felt like it really could have helped that brand of good music because the good Music Fridays and coming off My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, it was just a time for good music.
I think what happened in that era, bro, was Ye was getting powerful, and that's when people started picking at him. They started trying to get Sean to do his own thing. They started trying to get people to kind of turn on him because he was throwing his weight around.
Yeah.
Usually you probably seen him do it on TV every now and then, or at a award show, but that social media was coming into play, and he could kind of say what he want to say every fucking day. It was just like, we got to figure out how to weaken that thing. So that's all that was. It was never, I don't feel like it hurt anybody, because if you look at it, there's not a lot of labels out that have multiple artists. That's not something that's popular anymore, because artists don't need a label no more.
Yeah.
They can just go to TikTok or Instagram or something, drop their shit and just get a deal through United Masters, whoever, you know what I mean? So I think that's what kind of did that. And, Ye moving into fashion and stuff, and, that's kind of his priority now. Music is like his commercials for his products.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think the music has suffered?
I just think he in a different place, man. A lot of times when you trying something new, I just seen a new sport the other day. It's called pickleball or something, ain't it?
Yeah.
That shit looks crazy because we just haven't seen. We used to tennis or something but it just looks different because we're not accustomed to looking at it. So I think Ye rapping about Jesus, you're just not accustomed to hearing 15 Jesus walks.
Right.
You know what I mean? You used to just hearing one, then you can hear, your other things that you can, relate to. But I think even with Yeezus, he always tell me, people say they don't like Yeezus, but they like Trav in the Weeknd.
Right.
That's Yeezus.
Exactly.
I just did the authentic version of it. They did let me blend the coolness with, so I won't look out of place when I play this song kind of vibe.
Right.
So I think even with, what was Drake's last project? The
Honestly, never mind.
dance thing, the dance album, that's his Yeezus.
How do you feel about the album?
I liked it.
Yeah.
because I mean, I'm not I hate Vegas, so I don't like being a I hate that. Like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I got to get out of here, man. But I think, you know, if you're allowed to go to those places, you don't, like, bro, it'd be I went to R&B night at Red Martini's in Atlanta the other night. To hear R&B all night, that was the best time I had in the club, bro, in probably about 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
Because everybody's singing, you ain't on S, looking for to see who, you know what I mean? Everybody just, the girls is enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that was the first time I had, like, danced with a girl in the club. Like,
they don't even do that no more.
You got to go to strip club. Other than that, the girls dance in their section with their people, and you kind of hold your bottles and leave.
Yeah.
This was the first time we was in there. Oh, remember that song?
Yeah.
So sometimes you just need a different environment. And once you get to that environment, like Drake said, once you get on a yacht or be able to go to Cannes or Turks, you're going to be like, man, I need that Drake album right now. This shit's on fire. You know what I mean?
You got it's all about where you receive that type of music.
Absolutely.
You can't be in the middle of the trenches playing that Honestly Never Mind. Like, it's not going to connect.
Yeah, with food savers and scissors. And, nah. For sure.
I'm just picturing somebody in the quote unquote trenches throwing on Honestly Never Mind.
It just don't connect. It don't add up. I'm gonna name some artists, and I just want you to, in maybe 2 or 3 words.
Diss them. Oh
no, Rick Ross.
Legend. He put me on. You know what? So super dope story. The first Maybach album, he called me and wanted me to get on it himself. So I appreciate that.
Belly. Yeah.
Oh, that's my guy. Belly is a super player. Super player.
Yeah. Nick Grant.
Oh man, special too, bro. I want to say vintage. I would like to say vintage.
Like a young Nas.
Yeah.
Simba,
man, my brother from another mother.
Jid,
hometown hero. We from the same city.
21 Savage.
21. Oh man. You know what's so crazy? I love y'all say 21. 21, me and 21 grew up like right up the street from each other. So I would say 21, authentic. Authentic. He authentic East Side, Glenwood Road. You go, boy, you make that left on motherfucking Glenwood off Covington, have your shit on the swivel. Because 21 of them niggas all up that street.
All right,
You might not get the McAfee.
Yeah. I'll be in Buckhead at the hotel.
In one piece. You feel me?
Yo, 21, I won't say I'm late to 21, but I'm just really starting to appreciate actually how his pen is. 21 could rap for
from
real.
The East Side,
like
bro.
he really raps.
The East Side of Atlanta, we got a little intellect. Even though he's still a street nigga, but you still get a little bit of education. You still get a little bit of sauce. You know what I mean?
Would Amaretta say you're from Atlanta or not?
Huh?
Would Amaretta
Oh yeah, I'm from Atlanta. I'm Georgia. I'm Georgia Baptist, baby. I was born off Edgewood. Yeah, I'm straight. I give you my elementary school, daycare. I went to Tollwater. Yeah. She know what Tollwater at, across the street from John Boy South, John Boy North.
Conway the Machine.
A machine. He definitely a machine.
Benny the Butcher.
Benny. Oh man, Benny is like. This is what my OGs used to call me. I would give Benny that. They used to call me a publicist for gangsters. So I would give that to Benny. He a publicist for gangsters.
I like that. Jadakiss.
Jadakiss, the voice. He's the original bar god. Let's say the original bar god. Jada.
Drake.
Michael Jackson of our time.
I agree. That.
I would say, I always tell people, Drake is Michael Jackson, Kanye is James Brown.
Okay.
If you look, people don't sample Mike like that. But they sample the hell out of James Brown.
Yeah.
To this day.
Oh, yeah.
Every snare, every kick drum, every every James.
Yeah. Well, they will kill me for saying this.
What?
I would say Drake, Mike, Kanye, Prince. I think Kanye is definitely a Prince type as far as what he really contributes to his music. Like,
But
that's
Prince-
a fucking
Prince is
genius.
like a
He
niche.
does everything.
I would say Kendrick is more Prince than Ye.
Yeah.
I'm saying Prince as far as
You think 'cause they in
like
the same time.
the amount of shit that Prince actually did for his records, the way Ye down from writing to keys to drums to engineering to how it's presented.
Yeah.
Prince was first on streaming, like how he pushed music forward. I think Ye is in that Prince.
Yeah. I would say that too. That's that. You're right. He's similar to him. So yeah.
Jay Electronica.
Oh man. Mentor.
Okay.
Mentor. He got a lot of knowledge.
Funny nigga too.
Oh yeah, funny nigga too.
We almost died in Mexico with Jay.
I owe you a
Electronica.
Bottega bag too, Jay Elect.
Funny dude.
I will
man.
put you guys in a group chat if we don't get arrested on the way there. We almost died with Jay Electronica in Mexico City.
Great time.
Recently.
That
Great
sounds
time.
about right.
No, great
Sounds
time.
about right.
Great time.
Sounds about right.
Last but not least, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, my favorite rapper of all time, my GOAT, my uncle, my second father. Jay was everything to me. Let me tell you something. I can rap Reasonable Doubt from track 1 to the end.
Mm-hmm.
No fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
No fumbles.
Would you ever? Because I know you got one of my favorite LA Leaker freestyles ever.
Yeah.
Would you ever get into like a back and forth with Jay on a track? Like if it was like sparring.
Oh no, Jay.
Because when we look at some of the ones that we love, we like, I'm not even getting into that with him.
No,
But
no,
would you
Jay.
take that challenge?
Oh yeah, I take challenge with anybody. But but with Jay, it's the most respectful way. That's just my guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember there's so many stories. I'm NDA'd out, but you know what I'm saying. I can't tell you too much, but nah, bro, he's solid because he the reason I'm signed to, or I got in that situation like that. He kind of put the stamp on it for me, and I'll never forget it. I remember when I got my chain, he was there. He the one who told Ye to sign me. It's funny, he got the cannabis company now because we blew a couple in motherfucking Paris together. It was like, yo, this home, I just rolled one for my boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, he the GOAT, bro.
And I know it's just becoming the random question, quick hit shit. Is there a beat that you passed on that you later heard that ended up being like a big
beat?
record? Yeah. Like I heard Memphis Bleak was on a podcast saying that he passed on the Uchi Wally beat.
I will
and then
tell you
heard
this.
Nas on it,
I
like,
will
yo, what the
tell you
fuck?
this. And this is a caveat. Shout out to 2 Chainz. I got a beat CD from a producer, and like, man, I was like, damn, this beat so hard. I'm about to send this to 2 Chainz. I sent it to 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz like, man, who sent you this beat, bro? This my beat. I'm like, damn, I just got this from the producer. And he got mad at the producer, and me and the producer got mad at me. I'm like, bro, you gave me the beat.
Right.
But it would end up being him and Drake.
Okay.
I forgot.
Got
I
the
think
name of the song.
For real. I think that was the one.
Fuck, I know what you're talking
Back
about.
in the
that record's fire.
on his first thing. So, and like I said, 2 Chainz just been a good guy since then. But I remember that was a beat
I
that
heard
I
2
had.
Chainz drop that bar. I used to off-white like eggnog. I think I downloaded all his shit after that. I
Yeah.
said, no, if he talking like this, I got to hear everything this nigga
He a Virgo,
ever said.
bro. We
Yeah.
Virgo. Hey, Virgos, bro. We put that shit together like that.
Yeah, nah, I fuck with 2
sure.
Chainz. I fuck with Chainz.
Speaking of Hove and 2 Chainz, do you think we'll ever get a 2 Chainz in Jay record? Because I feel like that's the last rapper that's like owed that
'cause
Jay verse.
Cause Jay, 2 Chainz he do need that verse. Cause he admires, I could just hear it in his music. We all admire Jay, bro. Jay, he need one though. Yeah, he need one.
All right, so before we wrap up the album, November, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to hold you to it.
Nah, November, yeah, definitely hold me to it.
Okay.
November's Story of EGOT coming soon, a couple months, man. I appreciate everybody holding tight for me. It's gonna be star-studded. It's gonna be no dope on Sundays on steroids.
Don't
You
say
know
that.
what I'm saying?
See, Cyhi, don't say that.
Bruh,
Don't-
let me
please
tell you, you
don't
just
say
said
that,
you
bro.
like my LA Leaker freestyle, bro. I ain't even
That's
tried.
legendary. That's
Where
I
am
went
on
legendary.
up there and just, you know what I'm saying?
On steroids?
Bro.
That's saying you saying something
Like,
with
listen,
that.
on steroids, bro. I do this, bro.
Okay. All right. I'm waiting.
This sauce don't go
the
nowhere.
expectations ain't the raps because we know you could rap. No Dope on Sundays is one of the few lyrical albums that has some of the best production I've ever heard.
Yeah,
So
I mean, yeah.
if you say No Dope on Sundays on steroids,
because I got those
It's
same
gotta be the
dudes.
production.
I got those same dudes, but with more equipment, more knowledge,
Okay.
more understanding.
Okay.
We did that. Like, No Dope on Sunday, I'm gonna tell you something. That was trial and error. We didn't know what we were doing. We was like, man, we think this how it go. You know what I mean?
Right.
We think this how you do a beat.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now we really know how to do it.
how did the
Okay.
Jagged Edge shit happen?
Man, let me tell you something, bro. Niggas don't know, bro. I went to jail for Jagged Edge. I had like 30 bags. I got charged with like 30 bags, 4 texts, 2 like all type of shit back in the day. Jagged Edge was like one of the first, you know, they from the east side of Atlanta.
Yeah, no. for
And I'm
sure.
from the east side, so they used to let us use their studio. And shit, you know, young, you just start trapping it out.
Yeah.
And being young and boy kicked the door. So I've been knowing them since I was 16,
Yeah.
15, young nigga.
That was more than a verse swap, is what you're saying.
Yeah, bro. Man, my partners used to call me lame because I used to roll weed for them niggas. Niggas be like, man, I ain't rolling weed for them niggas. And I was like, man, I'm trying to get in the studio, bro.
Yeah, see? That type of shit.
Yeah, I'm rolling everybody. I'm already, and they buying it from me. It's just like, hey,
Yeah.
let's
Fuck
go.
it. Yeah.
But I knew that was my way of like getting this. I started going on the road with them. That's how I met, you know what I mean, a lot of people in the music industry just through them. That was my first, you know what I'm saying, introduction to it. So yeah, I used to see Destiny Child over there, everything. She used to be lit.
Well, we want to thank you for taking some time out to kick it with us, man. We've been
Yes,
trying
sir.
I think that was his way of saying he sold to Kelly Rowland.
Nah, not that.
What's up now out there? Look.
Nah, not that.
I'm joking.
But we appreciate your time, man. And listen, man, we big fans, big supporters. I'm just happy to know that
Always.
the music is coming.
Man,
And
I appreciate y'all,
we
man.
appreciate you holding rap to a certain echelon, man, because you're one of the
Yeah.
few that really, really rap at a certain level, create at a certain level, write at a certain level. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of us out here that still do appreciate that.
And a lyrical rapper that can make a song.
Right.
That's different.
Yes.
That's really why I fuck with you. Because there's mad rappers out there.
Yeah.
But they can't make a record. They don't know good production.
Yeah.
They don't know song structure. Could
Yes.
rap till you're blue in the face. It's cool. I appreciate it, but it's not gonna stick the
if
way
it ain't got
songs
nothing in
do.
it. Yeah, I always tell people I don't like when people call me a lyricist. Like, even though I understand it,
yeah.
but it's just I'm just articulating my life and I just know how to put it together well. But this ain't no shit. This ain't no extra galactical practical. Nah.
Yeah.
Lyrical,
This
miracle,
ain't that.
yeah.
Don't put me in that category.
Yeah,
Nah.
no, I feel you.
Yeah.
like it's because it's
I ain't rapped a lie yet. I wasn't a lot. Last caveat, I used to grow up around this super street dude, bruh. I mean, one day we was in the studio, all my buddies, and we like, man, we got this, got that. That nigga hit the space bar, boom. Everybody pull your drugs out. You know what I mean? So, you know, nigga had their little weed.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear none of y'all niggas talking about no coke, no dope.
Yeah.
All I see is weed.
Yeah.
Everybody pull your pistol out. Like, he just started telling them to pull it. Like, where your hoe at? And we ain't got, all right, well, stop talking about you got prostitutes. Like, all right, bro. And ever since that day, I had to figure out how to rap my true life. So I tell everybody, a lot of people can use this much of the dictionary. I can only use this much when I write. I can only use this much of, because I just have to be true to who I am and true to what I'm saying. So most artists, that's how you develop that core fan base. You know what I mean? Cut back on what you're talking about, cut the fat off of the music, and actually get to the point, the soul, and the subject of the record.
and get the lies off when you write for other people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And even when I'm with I was just with an artist last week. And I didn't know his story, so I had to sit there and kind of interview him. He was looking at me kind of crazy. I'm like, yo, man,
I don't know how to write for you.
you know, I looked you up. There's not a lot of interviews, so
Yeah.
I need to kind of feel your vibe. So,
Benny had told us yesterday in that same chair, speaking of ghostwriting, that he wrote a verse for Pinky, the porn star, in 2002, did he say? 2003?
Yeah, somewhere around there. 2000.
What was his swap?
See, that's a great question. We ain't even asked that.
All right.
Hey, bro. Hey,
No, but what?
Don't even worry about it, Pinky. Pinky, don't even worry
What was
about
the
it.
first swap?
What was his swap?
Yeah, I want the swap. What was the swap like?
Damn, we didn't ask Benny to swap.
What was the verse swap?
What was the fucking verse
Yeah,
swap?
don't pay me for that.
Yeah.
Nah,
yeah.
No,
I
but
need a
what made me
swap.
This
think
on
of
the
that,
house, Pinky. This on the house, man. Don't even worry about it.
I need a swap.
Because
of
when
that.
he said he was right for somebody, he went to look at interviews and shit. That's what I was trying to get at Benny. I was like, all right, so before you got to the session, like how
Studied
you
the work.
research the artist.
Yeah, you studied the work.
I have to compliment you when Sicko Mode came out, and let's not keep this because I fuck with Travis. We was in the car and you was like, man, Travis ain't write this bullshit. Like this, there's no way Travis wrote this shit. Like this is too good.
Yeah.
He was like, Cyhi wrote this shit. I know it.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, Mom,
Stop,
Cyhi
bro.
did not write this. This was Travis wrote this, bro. Like, come on. He's like, there's no way Travis came up with this type of
you
shit.
could just hear it. Like I listen, so it's like when I hear certain shit, I'm like, I get it, Trav, but that ain't you.
You did not.
You can hear it. It's like, Trav, you don't
But-
talk
but
slick
you know
like
what?
And
that.
I admit when I'm
But-
wrong
but-
because
but-
I looked at Maul Crest like, bro, Travis wrote this. What are you talking about? Like,
But let
like,
me tell you
no
what
way
they,
he wrote
let
this.
me tell you what they all do. They all tell me what they want to say.
Okay.
So I don't all the way take credit.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like to say I'm not like I tell people all the time. It's not like I T.I. Little Bow Wow them.
Right.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Rap this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not that. It's like, man, I got this cadence like
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, well, what you want to talk about, man? I want to talk about how I'm out there stunting on the home. Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
And I just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All of my exes, I put them all in the group.
Yeah,
This one,
yeah.
he was, Ariana, and then he was with Kylie, so it was just, we just
That was the
collab.
specific line that Maul said to me. He was like, Travis didn't, that bar is too dope. Travis did
And
not
there's
write
nothing
that
wrong
shit.
with
There's
it.
nothing wrong
But
with
I
it.
could just hear it. I know. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I know who that
But
is.
if he talked to me, if I'm with him, he always talking to me like, man, about all the girls he done had and shoot.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what he would like to say in
Yeah.
Yeah.
shorter form. He just don't.
He just
may
need a
not
slick
know
way
how
of saying it. He need a
express
slick-
it
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
just say it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's all it is. Trav my guy though. Don't get it twisted, man.
Oh, no,
And I
love Travis
hate
Scott.
that. And that's the thing. I would like to say this before I leave. Definitely. The reason why Dream is so successful as a writer because he can say he wrote it.
Yeah.
But as a ghostwriter, it's hard for me to work with other artists because I can't say I wrote it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it has to be like, you got to hear through the grapevine of in the music industry to kind of like, oh, Cyhi doing that? Okay, well, call him over here and see if he can work with this guy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah.
it can never be like, yo, y'all, I wrote this. Like, I'm nominated for this Grammy. Like, I don't never post like my Grammys or like songs I'm nominated for or when they come out. I don't never post it on my page or nothing because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah,
the
I feel
fans to take away from them like they didn't have nothing to do with what the album was. Those
But
guys.
that's when I feel like the artist should do that. I feel like
Yeah.
the artist should do that.
Yeah.
Nah, artist ego. They
Like,
never
yo,
gonna
like
say.
that, like that was
I did this all by myself.
Like
They ain't gonna do
Coffee
that.
Bean.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do that.
Love
Stop, Mom.
What? I love it.
Okay.
I love
That's
Travis.
my-
I love it, but it's like
Coffee
I gotta,
Bean is my
I
favorite
gotta
Travis
give
song.
You, I gotta.
Maul ain't right.
I gotta give you your. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
We
for
sit
sure,
here. I
for
gotta
sure.
say, nigga,
No, for
I
sure.
love that record,
For
but I can
sure.
hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I love
right.
Travis, but I'm like, I gotta give you your respect too.
Right.
Coffee
Nah, for
Bean
sure.
was the one time I was like, that's probably T.I. Lil Bow Wow. At that
Yeah.
point. That felt like you wrote a whole verse and gave it to him.
Yeah. But even that, man, he was telling me what he was going through with
Yeah.
Kylie, and he was just like, I need this to really, you know what I mean, whoop-de-whoop, this is what I'm going through, this is what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
This one, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
You think streaming has started to eliminate some of the ghostwriting per se? Because a lot of times with streaming now, you have to cross the T's, dot the I's, the contract's got to be right, the publishing has to be right before it goes on DSPs. There's credits now on the shit. Like, it's not the Wild
it's
Wild
always
West where it
been
used
like
to be.
that. It's always been, but I just think, the average fan ain't just reading credits. It's like
No, I'm just saying you got to be more accountable now because it's so easily I could open my phone and click a credit.
Oh yeah.
Where if I'm that ghostwriting shit back in the day, it didn't matter. Pressing up CDs, nobody was really.
But that's what I'm trying to me, it was songs, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's songs that I shouldn't have got publishing on that I did. Just cause I kept the room vibing.
Right.
I didn't necessarily do the song,
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh man, that's hard, bro. That's, Cause it was hard.
Right.
It's
right.
or something like that. And the nigga just, like it's almost like hustling, bro. You might ride with a nigga to go make a play. You really ain't had nothing to do with it. You wait outside, come back in the house, the nigga throw you a couple stacks. Like,
oh shit.
I mean, I've been a part of them. I done had crumbs off the table.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
You still gotta pay security when nothing happens.
Exactly.
I do that too. I do that for like my guy.
Yeah.
He ain't wrote no songs, but he on publishing.
Right.
He getting a piece of these records. He in there at 3 a.m. with me, 4 a.m. with me. When I'm like, everybody tired. I'm like, bro, what you think? He like, man, that shit hard. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So that's how you take care. That's how we all take care of each other in the music industry, because the labels ain't gonna do it.
They not gonna do it.
So I guess the publishing side is really for the artists to kind of eat, and people who actually work in, the writers, the producers, that's why we need an artist union, bro. We need a producer
100%.
and artist union. We got to start that ASAP. Ain't no way, man. These people who drive the trains, man, they went on strike for 2 days, man, had everything they asked for in 2 days, them folks back on the track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we need our health care, bro. We need our pensions. We need dinner. We need everything. We need lawyers. We need security.
Imagine if every artist was in a union and said, we not putting out music for a month. Just a month. Spotify is changing that 0.00001 penny you get off a stream.
Yeah.
It's overnight.
Yeah.
You won't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
Last question. It just sparked my thought because you said that. We're writers. The 360 deal, the label had to shift because they weren't making money based off actual album sales, so they had to grab some of the tour money. Should producers and writers put artists in a 360 as far as their tour money too?
We all should be in a 360. Your labels. We want a 360.
Because there's no real money in the actual streams, and that's what producers and artists have to do. They making their money off shows.
But no, you got some show artists, and then you got some streaming artists. But when you combine both sides, it makes it good for the artist. The only thing about the 360 is it need to come with a pension.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It need to come with something. It need to come with, like, if I put my money in a investment account and it, makes money, makes money, at some point it should just start paying out little by little. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what we need. Yeah, we need to give them more, and they need to offer us more. You know what I mean? Or more services. Like, so that's the biggest thing. It's like most labels done force a lot of street rappers and artists to get their money on their own. So we kind of holding our nuts on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you fuck this up, you ain't got nothing to secure our future as a record label. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, if you sign me, you gotta, like, when we if I'm the Atlanta Falcons and I sign Julio, I want to meet his parents.
Right.
I want to know where he live. Okay, we gonna get him a house. We already got a realtor for him. You living in these neighborhoods because this is where all the other Falcon players live at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna be over here with your homeboy. You got to be at the facility. They can't come to the studio.
Right.
I.e., Julio partners can't come to the facility when he at practice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be your trainer, your whatever. So once we get those dynamics and things hashed out as in a union, us having a union, you know what I'm saying, as writers and producers and artists, we can have those stipulations. They can agree to them, and it's gonna help us in the long run. You know what I mean? It's gonna let street niggas remain street niggas.
Right.
Okay, don't come into the music industry unless you want to be a rapper. Ain't no more that I ain't no rapper. I'm a street nigga.
Right.
Well, you in the wrong industry.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's their favorite line now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a rapper. I couldn't stand being a street nigga. That was the worst job you could ever fucking have.
That was Hove's fault, I think.
Yeah, I don't know why niggas
just
think
so
that
happens I
shit's
know how to
so
rap.
cool.
Yeah.
That shit is not cool, bro.
No, not at
Because
all.
when them shit start going on, everybody doing it.
Yeah.
If it was cool, you would be like, come on with it. Okay, it ain't cool.
I don't even want to be in the building.
cap, then.
Wherever
You know
that
what I'm
happens,
saying?
I don't want to be there.
Yeah, we all running out the house when the Red Dogs come. We all calling home on collect.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't answering the phone. Your bitch for we all going through it. So quit the cap.
Yeah.
And I think that's what drill need to do. If we gonna give that, we need to know why you drilling. Make me a song. Tell me about the night you cried for 45 minutes in your mama arm because your brother just got gunned down.
Right.
I don't want to hear what you did to retaliate yet. Just tell me that story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's how you start getting them to open up and give different concepts of how they rapping and what they giving it to the world. So that's all we need, man. Diversity and insight and vulnerability.
I feel that. I definitely feel that.
Listen, man, this has been a really, really great conversation, and I think it was necessary. So we want to thank you.
Long overdue, man.
And I want to listen.
Man.
I want to listen to the album.
Yeah,
and I'm proud of
hook up
y'all
that
too,
shit?
man. By the way, I'm proud of y'all, bro.
Thank you, man.
Because I know it's I deal with a nigga like Ye, you know what I'm saying? That's my guy. But I know people be headstrong, and y'all the same way. Y'all was dealing with old boy. He's super headstrong, but if you keep pushing forward, you know what I'm saying? You make your own path, you do your own thing. And Holmes, home, you know what it is with me and you, bro. Any day you feel like you can rap better than me, you know what I mean? That you've been telling everybody. I put my offer on the table. You rich enough to accept it, but you ain't accepted it.
Yeah, he stole enough. Yeah,
because you know, you know what time it is.
He stole enough. He got it.
He can pay you with my money.
Yeah. It'll be our money.
Exactly.
It's our money. Yeah,
exactly. So
that's
much
Cyhi,
love.
man. We another episode here at Culture Lab. Thank you to Rockstar. Thank you to Taz. Thank you to Al Branch.
For sure. That's fam.
And we'll talk to y'all soon.
Blueprint. Ayy.
Peace.